What's going down, everybody? This is your boy Big Drewski, and welcome to another edition of Space Bucket Growing with Drewski. So what's going down, everybody? Y'all done caught me at this awkward time. Your boy's over here cooking dinner, trying to get his eat on. So what's going down, everybody? Today we're talking about, hold on, I'm close this door here. We got mail, as y'all have seen earlier today. So what's going on, everybody? Hopefully y'all tuned in, y'all live. Still kind of lonely in the room. I don't know what that's about, man. I know some of y'all are listening. We're getting it in. But we're going to keep recording. So today, the mailman came by after our eBay purchases came through. And so I got 55 yards of aluminum foil tape. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, working with that stuff is really, really delicate. But that's from Tapes Master. Nice 55-yard roll of that. And we got three 3-gallon smart pots as well. And I forgot what company those are from. They're not name brand or anything like that, but they're 3-gallon smart pots. They're all black fabric pots. And those are going to be used in buckets 3 and 4.0. 4.0 is going to be the pro build by our sponsor, Mostly Safe 8, Rain Man Space Bucket Micro Grows. You know how they do. Please check them out on Etsy. Also checking them out on Instagram as well. Follow their page. Make sure you're following along with their build and their journey. So today we lined spacer number 2 with some aluminum tape foil, and that took about a good, that was about a good hour of the day. Like I said, we had to take off the old tape, the old Mylar, all that good stuff. We took all that off, and then we lined the whole spacer with those are about 5-inch strips of aluminum foil tape. The tape from Tape Masters is more delicate than aluminum foil duct tape. It is still a foil tape with a great adhesive on there, but it's not duct tape aluminum foil, which I was kind of hoping for. We lined that spacer up really nice. I'm actually looking at it right now. Sorry, you guys, there's no video of the podcast. That's something I will be working on here pretty soon. But for right now, looking at this, we lined it up. It took, if I'm counting, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. About 20 strips, 5 inches long of the foil tape. And we did a slight overlap over each layer, so everything's nice and evenly covered. Had it. I used one of my little mini rollers to actually roll everything down and make sure everything was nice and flat. Even though it's tape and it's got its own adhesive on there, I try to make sure that everything was nice and even. There's no crinkles or anything like that, so that the surface area is nice and even. So when I put my lid on there with my 4 CFL lights, the light reflection hits, and you get everything that you need from there. So that worked out extremely well. Let's give us a nice round of applause for that. Yeah, buddy. That worked really, really well, and I'm really, really excited about the results on that because that came out a lot better than I expected it to. Only thing I kind of don't like is my fingerprints left some smudges on there, but what do you expect with aluminum foil tape? Not too much, really. Using the smart pots is going to be in the next bucket that we're going to be building here. The smart pots actually fit right inside the 5-gallon bucket that we have. So that's really exciting to see. I was going to do a transplant of the initial plant that we have in bucket 2.0, but what I didn't want to do was move the plant and have to disturb it in its grow again, since we've been beating her up pretty much. Remember earlier in the grow, we've had some heat problems. We've had root problems. So I'm really trying not to beat her up too much, but she seems to be recovering really, really well after the topping. There's a whole lot of new growth that's come in, and that's gone fairly well. There's a whole bunch of new nodes popping up and new growth. And from what I understand, that light green to dark fill out is normal. So I'm actually pretty happy about that because it's happening everywhere. And if it's happening everywhere, that means something positive has to be happening because it's happening throughout the whole plant and nothing else is dying off. Another thing I did today was some light pruning. Some of the lower leaves that had a lot of death on them, what I like to say. I just went ahead and took those off. I just pinched them. I didn't cut them or anything. Just pinched them off and got rid of those. And that actually created some light holes in there so the light can actually penetrate and fill out. And hopefully all this reflectiveness, the reflective material, reflects this light perfectly in there, and hopefully it's doing its job. Everything looks nice and healthy. It's all coming up towards the light. It's also filling out towards the sides, towards the spacers. So I believe that the light is actually working. Other than that, looks like we got a nice, good, healthy grow. So I'm pretty happy about that. Give it some noise. So, last night, as y'all know, I went on a little rant. I got my Google alert about Nevada recreational laws, and, it just kind of got to me, so I went on a little rant last night. It was a long one. I read 2 articles to you about what's happening in the state of Nevada and how alcohol distributors could kind of hinder what's going to happen with recreational weed and how I feel about that. So, if you guys don't like the rant, I won't do it no more. It doesn't seem like it's getting enough play. But I thought I would catch you guys up on the news and what's going on in the state that I'm growing in, because being somebody who's learning about growing cannabis and using different methods to grow cannabis, I didn't want to get caught out in the loop when it came to smoking the cannabis. And that's something that I thought was really important. So, I get the Google alerts, and I get them about every state. So, I check up on everybody and make sure, that the government isn't messing with everybody. Hopefully we get some new things in place. Hopefully we get laws like people with PTSD get to use marijuana as a medicine instead of going on these opiates and narcotics. So, it was just something that I thought needed to be discussed since recreational marijuana use is right around the bend. We're into the first day of the month. We got 29 more days, and, hopefully something happens on there. But back to the space bucket grow. Bucket 3.0 is looking real productive as of right now. As of right now, we have Lotus Eater Organics providing the buckets. Rain Man Space Bucket Micro Grows have provided us with a 135 watt UFO that's on the way. It's a 12-inch diameter UFO, all LED. I've got 50-50 LEDs coming. It's a 4-1 ratio, 4 red, 1 blue. That's looking real sexy. With the design on the spacers that I have and the 3-gallon smart pot, I've kind of got a finalized build in my head. I will sketch that out and hopefully show you guys on Instagram and pretty much on the internet. If you follow me on Grow Weed Easy, you follow me on Instagram. Those are pretty much the two forums that I'm on and this podcast. Look it up. Look up your own Space Bucket Grows too. Go to my sponsor's webpage. You can check them out on Etsy and see how they build their professional ones. And if you find that you don't have the time to build your own space bucket, get one of theirs. I highly, highly suggest getting one of their space buckets because it's the perfect thing you need to grow stealth indoors. And you can grow more than just cannabis out of that thing, too. You don't have to just grow cannabis. You can grow some red peppers if you want to. Grow some jalapenos. Grow a potato. Get healthy. Do your own gardening. Create your own food. You know what I'm saying? Use these buckets for more than just cannabis because that's what they're meant for. They're meant for you to be self-sustaining. That's the one thing I'm learning about this. This is giving me an opportunity to build things to where I can grow my own healthy food inside here and then have it all year. So that's pretty dope. Bucket 3.0 is going to be a little bit different. I don't think I'm going to do a runoff bucket on this one this time. I'm just going to use, a gardening lid or something like that and use that as the runoff when it comes out of the pot at the bottom on the drain buckets or the drain holes on the bucket. Sorry about that, you guys. Fitting the 3-gallon smart pot in there. We're going to do 2 intake fans. The UFO is going to have its own fan built in, so I don't think I'm going to have to worry about that. The spacer build is going to be an all LED spacer build. We're going to incorporate that really early on into the grow. And I'm going to finally try my hand at some real mainlining. So from seed, my plan is to let it grow to about 3 nodes tall and then start tying down, the top fan leaves and everything like that. I've seen a lot of people pick off the other ones or they just leave them or start really early in the first set of leaves that pop out. I'm just going to go ahead and tie those down and let it grow out that way. So that way, my colas, I'll have more than, 1 cola coming out of this thing. A lot of people do that and then they'll let it grow. They'll let it grow up and then they'll top it again and they'll get more colas. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 colas instead of the 1. If I do it right and if it grows out the right way, that'll be my opportunity to actually do it really early on in the grow instead of waiting late like I did on this first initial grow and getting growth out that way and maximizing the space that I have in the bucket to grow more cannabis. So this one right now, looking like I'm going to have a nice little 2 cola, some popcorn buds and some small stuff on the inside there, but it's looking like a couple of more main colas are going to grow out of this thing, which is pretty dope as I'm looking at it right now. I'm thinking about adding another fan, but I'm not too sure. It's just something that I'm thinking about doing on this initial bucket that I have with the initial grow. Always finding ways to improve air intake, the coolness of this thing, especially being in a hotter environment and not trying to blow up my AC bill and my power bill, knowing that I already have 4 CFL lights going on 18 hours a day. I know it's not much, but hey, it pops on the power bill. couple of bucks a month. So, I also applied for the Nectar of the Gods sample pack, and I just got that email back today. Give some noise to them. So with the Nectar of the Gods sample pack, they sent me an email, and I'm going to read it out to you guys on what they're going to send. The freight's going to be $25 on that. But with that $25, we are going to receive quite a few things, actually. Quite a few things. So Patrick Smith sent us an email, and he says that their sample case comes with a quart of Gaia, Medusa, Zeus, Demeter's, Athena's, and Herculean Harvest. And then as well as an 8-ounce bottle of Chaos and Olympus Up. And it'll also include a feeding schedule. Now, they also wanted us to consider that there'll be some pH problems. So they advise that we have a pH meter where we're mixing up these nutrients, because they use organic acids to stabilize their nutrients. And the results, when you mix them up, the pH of that the solution is going to be a little low. So using a pH meter or something like litmus paper will help us adjust the pH back up into the 6 range with the Olympus Up liquid limestone. So that's just a little bit of information that they wanted us to give us when we actually do request that sample pack. So, I'm going to hustle up this $25 real quick, because I'm the broke grower too. And we're going to make some things happen. Right now, I'm liking the initial look of my plant right now, but nutrients are going to be a problem, especially when I switch over to flower. We start seeing some lockout, like we're seeing right now on the lower fan leaves. So it's something that I want to really get into, using nutrients and seeing how this plant's going to thrive, how it's going to boost in growing, and hopefully how the nugs come out when we do switch over to flower. So it's something I'm excited about getting into is nutrient use, and how I can educate myself on what nutrients do, how they're supposed to be used and applied, the feeding schedule, and hopefully I translate that to you guys via this podcast. So that's something that we're going to get into here really, really soon. Hopefully this $25 comes in really fast. We're going to try to get that in the next 2-3 days. We're not trying to waste any time, because I do want to switch this to flower within the next 20 days. And I'm giving it 20 days so I can get some new growth out of these colas that should be coming in. And that way we can get some real growth out of this thing. So that's something I'm excited to get into doing. Other than that, you guys, this was a short little update about the mail that we received. So we got aluminum foil tape. We got 3 3-gallon smart pots. We got a UFO LED on the way, and the 50/50 LEDs are also on the way as well. We're hustling up $25. If you guys want to help us out, shoot me an email at andsocustom@gmail.com. Send me an email, then I can send you some links with PayPal and all that good stuff, and we can get that going. Because the PayPal's not the same as the contact email for us on Instagram and on the podcast. But if you guys want to help us out, you can go ahead. But I'm going to try to hustle that up myself. But I love input from other growers. So please, please, please leave some comments. Chime into the live podcast when we do them. And for the ones who are listening live, thank you. I can't see it on the app, but thank you so much for tuning in with us in these past few live episodes. I'm trying to do this on an every kind of other consistent day basis with you guys. So y'all see what we're doing, and you guys know this is real. This is something I'm very passionate about. 420 is my birthday, so it's something that I felt that was going to be natural to me, and it's come really, really natural. Building the space bucket to me is like building a Tinker toy. I love doing stuff like this because it occupies my time. It educates me on doing something. And then it also gives me another idea to spark on when it comes to building other things. So I like that. So thanks very much for listening, guys. Once again, this is Space Bucket Growing with Drewski. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll do this again next time, a couple of days from now. All right?